Chelsea have tried to play on the counter-attack. Haven't done it quite on a couple of occasions, but they're closing down in these sort of areas. Hasn't been good enough.
Arsenal against Chelsea, which is now for the fourth time at the new Wembley Stadium. This for the Community Shield, and Arsenal started well, Stuart.
They certainly did. Iwobi going past David Luiz far too easily. I think Courtois just gets a touch on this that takes it away from Lacazette. What a start that would have been for his Arsenal career. Lacazette made a decent run into the box. He saw that Iwobi was going to go past David Luiz, just held out, then made his dart to the near post. Courtois did just enough with that bottom hand.
And Arsenal were wanting the ball, feeling that they had the capacity to open Chelsea up. That was from the Granit Xhaka to the head of Danny Welbeck. It was a difficult header.
It was a difficult header, but a good run. Azpilicueta wanted Moses tucked in, had a real gut him afterwards. Had a problem with that Chelsea over the last year or so. That ball played in between Moses and Azpilicueta.
Arsenal continuing to threaten, and Alex Iwobi didn't get on the field in the cup final. He got his winner's medal, but he was a substitute, not used. Determined to make the most of this chance to play on the big stage.
And he loves coming short from his position high on the right-hand side and getting involved, playing little 1-2s. Just didn't have the ball played in front, but this was good from Lacazette.
With the help of Bellerin, the right wing-back, Lacazette involved a couple of times, and then on the end of the little square ball from Danny Welbeck.
Well, he did everything right throughout the move. His turn and ball out to Bellerin to start with, then linking up the play again to Danny Welbeck. And when he just held his ground, he saw that the Chelsea players were going back towards the 6-yard box. His first touch just opened it up for him. Tries to bend it round Cahill. Can't bend it inside the post, but very good from the new signing for Arsenal.
Well, Chelsea, as we've emphasised, really took a while to get into their rhythm, and they're always threatening when they get Victor Moses involved. And he was a supporting role here to Batshuayi. In the end, fired it across the face of goal.
Yeah, Moses does well. Batshuayi had to stop going for it. He tried to read it. Petr Cech, he could have been embarrassed there.
Praised the positivity of Pedro. He's already on the move when he made the angle for a good ball from Willian, and deciding to take on the angle for the shot.
Yeah, all you do when you get into those sort of positions, just hit through the back of the ball, hope the pace beats the goalkeeper. Lovely pass from Willian to Pedro. Batshuayi was making the run in field, but the pass wasn't really on, so he went for it himself. Goes down the outside to hold it. Cech plays safe.
Well, this was the, I suppose, the contentious moment, we should say, although all the replays seem to support the referee's decision to show Willian a yellow card for simulation.
There's a poor touch by Bellerin to start with. Maybe his knee catches Willian, but not enough to make him fall to the ground, and then he clips his own heels. Certainly wasn't a penalty. Probably the right decision from Bobby Madley.
And Arsenal back on the attack right at the end of the half, with Alex Iwobi getting back on message again for Arsene Wenger.
And Iwobi started it and almost finished it, but that was the chance for a counter-attack, and that's when Chelsea look vulnerable. When they get outrun in that central midfield, unless Kante's closing people down, they've got a problem.
Still Barnes. Aldridge. Yes, that will do nicely. Still Barnes.
Cantona.
Aldridge.
And a goal!
Yes, that will do
Hughes.
nicely.
United take the lead. 7 minutes gone. Seaman totally stranded. And a goal! Out of nothing from right.
Still Barnes.
Oh! Cantona. What a goal! And a goal! Hughes. United take the lead. 7 minutes gone. Seaman totally stranded. On a spectacular goal by Ince. Magnificent strike. This is Becker. That's finished it now.
Free kick to Arsenal, who are a goal behind after 19 minutes. And they're level. What a fantastic free kick from Thierry Henry.
Here's John Arnorisa popping up down the right. Strike from Arnorisa. Venomous strike.
There's Cleverly. Found a gap. Rooney. Nani. Rooney again. It's Nani played in by Cleverly. Brilliant finish. Wonderful goal. 2-2 at Wembley. That was special.
Nazareth. Tevez winding up. Often scores against Chelsea. Scores again here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back your two teams. First out, it's Arsenal. And now please welcome Chelsea.
Welcome back to Wembley. A goalless first half for the Community Shield between Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal certainly began the first half the more livelier of the two sides, and Lacazette hit a post. Chelsea had their moments after that, Petr having to make a couple of smart saves against his old club. And Arsenal looking to continue a wonderful Wembley record. Stuart, they've won their last 8 visits here. And don't Chelsea know about that, having been on the receiving end a couple of times in the last 2 years. And Arsenal had to make one forced change in the first half. Blooded face for Mertesacker. And this fellow Sad Kolasinac came on and looked the part in his official competitive Arsenal debut.
Better closing down from Chelsea right at the start of the second half.
Trying making use of himself by the near post. Oh, it's no flag, and it's a goal put away by Victor Moses. The villain here of the cup final has suddenly become the hero of the Community Shield. Arsenal a bit slow coming out. It looked as though Chelsea might have been a bit slow coming out, but Moses onside and in front of the Chelsea fans. Within seconds of the restart, Chelsea are in front.
Well, the first ball, Arsenal don't deal with it particularly well. It just goes up in the air. Cahill wins the ball on the edge of the box, and Moses times his run. He's onside by quite some way. Holding goes to sleep, and a very good finish. The first touch makes it because it takes him to the side of Petr, and then he can rifle it in. Very good finish, well-timed run. He was alert. Arsenal's defenders went to sleep.
Well, the frowns of 10 weeks ago have changed to smiles for Victor Moses here, and celebrations. That's football.
I think that's what he was trying to suggest to the Chelsea fans at that end. That's almost the same spot where he went down and was sent off.
A bit of payback to those Chelsea fans who suffered here in May. And now he's doing a bit of suffering at the moment.
Last few weeks ago, they came back brilliantly, and Chelsea got that equaliser, scored within a minute or so. Need to regroup here.
Alonso. Here's Pedro. He sensed the belief heading through Chelsea. Alonso wins another corner. Victor Moses, 49 seconds into the second half.
As all of Arsenal's doing to start with, they try to play out from the back, went right back to Petr from the kick-off. Willian closed down, won the corner, and that man scored.
Luis coming late on the scene. Fabregas looking to put it right on the money in the short sense to Pedro, and he's going to stand it up and checks in trouble. Took out the goalkeeper. A little flip ball in from Cesc Fabregas. And Chelsea looking to build on this outstanding start to the second half.
He's onside again. Cesc Fabregas just lifts it to that far post. Greater intensity about Chelsea's play now. Closing the ball down, trying to win it back a little bit higher up the field. I think they've had a bit of a roasting from Antonio Conte at half-time. Food for thought for Arsene Wenger.
There's the pressure again, much higher up the pitch.
And that was started by Cesc Fabregas, closing down El Neni, forcing him back.
Here's Monreal. Early from Oxlade-Chamberlain. Xhaka. It's one of the oldest cliches around that goals change games and change the mental side of the game for the side that gets the goal, and of course inferiorly for the side that concedes it. But here's a decent ball in by Bellerin. Bit of a pot shot from El Neni.
Well, that move again was started off because Lacazette got the better of Fabregas in that midfield. Suddenly there's a bit of space. Bellerin plays a decent ball in. Just a lack of composure and technique in the end from El Neni.
Arsenal have to get used to playing on Sundays, of course. They're in the Europa League, having failed to qualify for the Champions League. First time for some 20 years. And Thursday night football in Europe. A junior competition, and of course a regular night of Sunday fare the following weekend. Xhaka.
Arsenal just being shown what may happen throughout the season. Teams that had success against them. Here's the goal. Moses onside, good first touch, even better second one.
You tend to forget, because he's done so well as a right wing back, that he was a forward. And he took it like a forward.
Actually saw him put in one of the best counter-attacking displays I've ever seen at the Emirates. Playing for Wigan at the time.
Yes. He was there that night as well. He ripped apart Arsenal. It's gone out. But frustrated because of that. And he is a hard taskmaster. That's not meant as a criticism. He works them every day. He works them at the positional side of their game. And those who come into the club, like Rudiger and Morata, have to learn those ways. They didn't know them when they arrived. Detail. List the priorities for Antonio Conte. Xhaka. And the shot was forced upon him by Pedro's attentions.
Pedro just caught him in. His backlift catches Pedro.
And out by Azpilicueta. Moses. Pedro. Total different feel about Chelsea now they've gone in front. Willian loses out. Motoring is David Luiz, who was caught on his heels a couple of times in the first half, but he got there before Lacazette. He's got something to defend now.
Well, he looked more enthusiastic, more urgent and quicker, David Luiz, on that occasion than he did in the first half.
Here's Pedro. Away again. Fabregas. Willian. Straight by Batshuayi. Willian. And at the moment Moses. Worked by Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Very good defending, Oxlade-Chamberlain, on that occasion.
It's very sunny. It's not so hot, certainly nothing like the heat that they've encountered in the Far East. A goal down. It's just much more difficult to get the air in the lungs. That's the challenge facing Arsenal here. And Granit Xhaka. He did well. I don't think the pass was aimed for him. It was aimed for Danny Welbeck, but he made sure Arsenal kept the ball. Xhaka again. Now Iwobi had some good moments in the first half, and it's a probing pass to Lacazette. Xhaka. Now Iwobi. Now Bellerin. He can get a corner out of that. He's done that.
Disappointed with Bellerin there. 1v1 against Marcos Alonso, right on the edge of the box, and he might try and go past him.
Just fall Arsenal's way here. Kante doesn't change that. Good reach by Courtois. Fouls down all over the place. I think the foul was given against Lacazette for raising a foot on the goalkeeper, but the Chelsea medical men are needed in force here.
I think two players wide with each other. Two Chelsea players.
Similar to the Mertesacker problem.
Gary Cahill and David Luiz. That's a nasty one. And also, I'd imagine for David Luiz, who takes it full in the face here. He's watching the ball. Cahill turns his head just at the last minute.
These are the ones that you don't see coming. Do the damage.
Just looking at your nose, it doesn't look as though you've had yours broken too many times, Martin.
The cheekbone with a header. I headed the ball and my opponent headed me.
Did you wear a mask in subsequent games?
Some might say I've been wearing a mask for a long time, Stuart, but no. Now I'm out for 5 weeks. And I couldn't wait to get going again, but we were tougher in those days. There might be a chance. And, two centre-backs prostrate. Rudiger. My impression talking to Antonio Conte on Friday was that he's come here to win this game. He's got all sorts of substitutions he could make. But more likely to be ones forced upon him than anything else. It's a very good goal from Moses' point of view.
It's a similar sort of thing to just happen up the other end, where these two players have got injured because Cahill wanted it more than the Arsenal players. The Arsenal players went to sleep. It's almost the same situation. And the two centre-backs got injured here, but they're both carrying on, and you're absolutely right. Antonio Conte wants to win this game. He wants to win every game. Even during pre-season, he kept his main team out on the field for as long as possible. It's only at the end of games where he started to change one or two players.
Well, with David Luiz and Gary Cahill injuring each other, of course, in the same incident, they don't have to go off. Would have left them for 9 men for a few moments at the restart. Good amendment with Law a couple of years ago. Here's Moses. The steady animal is Kolasinac. A few Premier League forwards will feel the force of him. Welbeck. Now Xhaka. This is the kind of work that Antonio Conte does a lot on the training ground. What we do as Chelsea when the opposition have the ball.
I think he's changed. He wants to defend in this second half as opposed to the first half, but it's a little bit too casual from Chelsea defensively, not pressing the ball with enough urgency. Well, you see Alonso going out much quicker.
Iwobi for Bellerin. towards El Neni at the near post. He's involved again, the Egyptian. Back on Lacazette in the middle, and I'm not sure that was meant, but for Courtois it might have flown into the roof of the net.
Courtois does well in the end. Push this over the crossbar. I think he's looking just to play it into the box, and he was always stretching for it. That's why it came off the outside of his boot.
Trying to tidy up. Some play by Xhaka. Iwobi, El Neni. Xhaka again. Overloading at the far post. Monreal, who scored a goal here. The FA Cup semi-final coming in late at that end of the ground.
There is that cross-come shot. Courtois starts to come.
Quite right in thinking that he scored in the African Cup of Nations final from a dissimilar angle.
He certainly did. Went for, on that occasion, he was meaning to shoot.
Yeah. But ended up on the losing side. So almost 15 minutes gone at the start of the second half. Profitable for Chelsea. Goal from Victor Moses. Trying to regain some of the sharp football they played in periods in the first half. Moses involved again, but they got him behind in the second time. Aspilicueta beaten in the air. Here's Iwobi. And then he didn't go up. It's gone up now. As if to say that's a decision. It's not a corner. It's offside.
Yeah, the right decision as well. Trying to play the ball forward to Lacazette, who was in an offside position. That's how it looked from our position. And just to confirm it, yes, he was.
And so the subsequent corner, of course, happened after the offside, and Bobby Madley sensibly checking with his assistant. And the right outcome happened. Charging back, Conte charging on. And on. And here's Willian. Pedro going from middle, Batchwise there as well.
Well defended by Holding. That was the only place that Chelsea were going to get a strike on goal. That coming across and getting a good tackle, but Conte so quick to get back up. Holding coming across and just dealing with it.
Moses, understandably full of beans, but I mean that metaphorically. I don't know about his pre-match diet. He's given Antonio Conte a platform. And Arsene Wenger a problem.
Since the goal, they've been much better. Arsenal starting to dominate the play again.
That's an aerially from Aspilicueta. Holding. Iwobi. Good run to make a bit of space for Xhaka. Played in. Lashinak. Encouraging from Oxlade-Chamberlain for Arsenal. Welbeck. Good work from a rejuvenated David Luiz in the second half. Certainly that head injury hasn't taken out of him. Oh, and Czech's going to be there first in the end. Look, we've got a very lofty perch here, and it looks as though he's going to be stranded.
Just don't know why he wants to come for it again. Monreal was always going to be first to that ball by some 3 or 4 yards. Just give an angle off at the back. Monreal holds it back to you. No problem whatsoever. Manuel Neuer, doing what he does, has done a disservice to other goalkeepers. They all want to do it now.
David Luiz. Holding, but he's given it straight back to Chelsea in the shape of N'Golo Kanté. Moses. Try his feet, but he's able to hold it up. Run by Iwobi. Back to him from Bellerin. Iwobi again. And Lacazette. With a bit more pace on it, he would have been able to step over it, and Danny Welbeck would have had a real chance.
Azpilicueta did really well just to get in front of Lacazette here. As you said, there's a 2v1 against him. Just uses enough body strength to get there first. Well defended. How many times have we said that about the Spaniard?
With a greater array of options on the bench. Olivier Giroud and Theo Walcott. Xhaka. Chamberlain. It was missed by Cahill. I just wonder whether he's got any problems with his vision after that bang on the head. Here's two that I just mentioned. Wide by Holding again. Focus on the substitutions that haven't happened yet. Also making a mess of a throw. And that does allow Arsenal to make the changes. Lacazette has certainly shown glimpses of what he might bring from French football into Premier League. Replaced by a Frenchman. And Alex Iwobi, who's certainly pushing Theo Walcott, you would say, week in, week out for a place. Iwobi offers maybe a bit more physicality to his work. Walcott, of course, brings masses of experience and some very good Wembley moments down the years.
Probably got a better eye for goal, Theo Walcott.
They need a goal to Arsenal. Walcott arrives with a new haircut. Something new since I last saw him, anyway. Stuart and I don't pretend to be experts on that particular subject.
To be an expert.
Walcott trying to get in. Walcott looking to assist. That's right. Must have known for a while he was going to get his chance, Michy Batshuayi, because Antonio Conte said on Friday that Diego Costa's future was decided in January. And that was to see out the season and then to make his way elsewhere.
The centre-forward position for Antonio Conte is such an important position. It's for every team, but the way they go through the front play, they want to hit him to feet, they want to hit him in the air and then join off. If your centre-forward can't hold up the play, it's a liability for Conte. He certainly needs to improve his game at the moment.
Pedro always wanting to be on the ball. Willian, Fabregas. Probably maybe had to think about it. He played the free kick against the robust Kolasinac.
When the ball came into Pedro, he's just trying to roll the ball round with the outside of his foot into Batshuayi. Kolasinac with the foul. The time he's been on, he's certainly going to be a crowd favourite at the Emirates.
Pedro became a crowd favourite at Stamford Bridge in his second season, really. Quite live up to the hype. He was caught up in that Chelsea decline 2 years ago. He ended with a 10th place finish, top 10th top in the 3 seasons for Chelsea. What will this one bring? On this free kick, and David Luiz has not been shy in the past of trying the Brazilian bender.
It's that technique using the inside of his foot just to get underneath it and get top spin on it.
There's a little clip. Alonso, it's a bit of a thrust at it, but not with any great power, and Arsenal look to counter-attack. Just over 20 minutes to go. No extra time should they equalise and be straight to penalties. Contact. Alonso. And the flag will go up. It's Missy Batshuayi. Simon Bennett doing the work on the far side. Elneny. Bayeri. I haven't had it confirmed, Stuart, but I do understand that next season the transfer window will close hours before the Premier League season starts.
Quite rightly as well. How many times have we seen over the last few years starting a season at one club, only 1 game, 2 games, and then move on? Supporters want to know what their team is, managers want to know what their team is come the start of that first game. So difficult for managers or coaches to prepare if they're not quite sure whether players are going to be leaving or coming.
I looked up, thinking we might discuss this, to find an example from last season. Yannick Bolasie played 1 game for Crystal Palace and then was off to Everton, having been part of the pre-season for Palace. Here's Giroud for Arsenal here. Moses sent tumbling.
Ball was there to be won. Maybe should have gone with his right foot. Kolasinac. He did commentate on a game where he got sent off playing in Bundesliga.
Schalke.
Playing for Schalke. Playing a back 4 on that occasion. A couple of robust challenges.
Oh, Pedro, and Czech has to deal with it aerially and did it well.
Batshuayi just let that ball run under his foot, much to the annoyance of the Chelsea fans at that end, and even more so for his manager.
Leaning over Walcott, but no foul. David Luiz taking out, taking ball and man. Ending Giroud.
It's going to be a nice battle. He gets the ball, but he also gets a lot of Giroud to get to the ball.
Elneny. Bayeri. Arsenal trailing at Wembley. Walcott. Holding. Also mindful of Walcott's pace. Giving him many areas to run into. Chamberlain. Elneny. And by Holding. Again by a much more responsible David Luiz in the second half. Pressure of 2 Arsenal players, we heard from 2 Chelsea players a few minutes ago. Alonso. There's been a suggestion that Chelsea want another left wing back. Put some pressure on Marcus Alonso. Here's Xhaka, Arsenal's current left wing back, the versatile Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Here in Monreal, I think, have played in the 2 wins in the last 2 Community Shields. Oxlade-Chamberlain, of course, got the winning goal against Chelsea 2 years ago. Finished 1-0, and it's the boot on the other foot at the moment. Bayeri. Hoping for some service. Not only good in the air, Olivier Giroud's got a good record as a substitute as well.
Very late goals for Arsenal over the last few years.
Well, Batshuayi's last touch was a mistouch, and he gives way to Alvaro Morata.
Not one of his better games. I think he's been good throughout pre-season, Batshuayi. Not so much today.
Morata's recent fleeting appearances for Chelsea have been off Batshuayi, but he is the number 9. You know, that's old money really, but he wants to play as what we call the number 9. He's the main central striker. He's got an opportunity to do that at Wembley here. Oxlade-Chamberlain, making you wonder why Arsenal haven't tied him down to a new contract. And he's not alone at the Emirates in that respect. Walcott, good challenge, and a fair one by Cahill, and then Cahill looks sky high in disappointment that the ball was just knocked out by Alonso.
It's about the 3rd time that Alonso sliced the ball into touch when he's trying to bend that ball on the touchline for a forward runner.
Holding. Walcott, it's a very good ball. One of the best that Arsenal put in the match. Just evaded both Welbeck and Giroud.
And Moses defended it well at the far post. That time he didn't go to sleep.
Holding. Arsenal not out of this yet by any means. There's Xhaka, who has a crack. And very nearly produces the equaliser, but for a stunning reach by the elastic skills of Thibaut Courtois.
What a strike from Xhaka. Bending away. Courtois may have thought that was past him.
Arsenal's corner. And Chelsea's goal kick. Outstanding reach from the big Belgian.
Xhaka came to Arsenal with a reputation for having a very powerful shot. Just look at his feet here. A couple of short strikes. Just gets that right hand to it. Brilliant from both players.
.15 minutes to go. Goal 49 seconds into the second half, and Victor Moses separating these two London rivals.
Well, Monreal was cleverer than David Luiz there, because there was a push in the back from Monreal on Morata, enabling him to win the header. When it goes the other end, David Luiz gives Giroud a real shove in the back. But they are getting a bit of success down this near side, Arsenal. Walcott's playing slightly infield, taking Marcos Alonso in with him, and it's leaving lots of space for Bellerin. That's the ball they're looking for now, but there's been a bit of naughtiness between Giroud and David Luiz since Giroud's come on.
Antonio Rudiger is a powerful defender. And Chelsea have something to defend. Could it be Moses going off? Give somebody else a go as a right wing back with exactly Mike. We think some managers would do that. Antonio Conte wants to win this game, emphasising the point. That's not to say Arsene Wenger doesn't, but a badge of desire is on Conte's sleeve.
And also to get that momentum. If you keep winning games, you get that momentum. Rather maybe trying one or two other things out. Maybe he wants to try things out in training, but once he gets into the game situations, he wants to win every game. Fully understand that.
He's not really trying Morata out. He knows about Morata from his Juventus days, of course. And here's Willian. The second goal would give a chance for some experiments, and Morata, never an easy chance, particularly when you've just come on, particularly when you're at a new club and you're still feeling your way.
Good run, gets on the outside of Monreal, picked in by Willian. Just within his hamstring, I think, here. That's Alonso.
There have been times when Moses has been moved to left wing back, but Rudiger.
Azpilicueta has moved to left wing back by the looks of it.
Yeah.
And Rudiger is going to play on the right hand side of the back three.
So Alonso off. Azpilicueta into Alonso's job, and Rudiger in for Azpilicueta.
What was the game, the Manchester United game, when
It was.
Azpilicueta
Alonso was ill, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And they dropped out.
And the system worked so poorly with different players in it. They had to change.
And then through. And now he's pulled it back. And a free kick to Arsenal.
Pedro, it is, he's going to get the yellow card when he stands up.
Yes. And he had a bit of help with his cramp.
A naughty challenge in the end, right on the Achilles of El Neni. Of course, Pedro, not sure how much training he's done, but after that whack against Arsenal in Beijing, I'm sure he's done too much since.
Only a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Certainly when you're having pre-season, you want to get as much training as you can do.
Oh. Well, Pedro is off. He's feeling his hamstring, but it's insult added to injury.
And here's the challenge again. And he's nowhere near the ball.
And we were waiting a yellow card and we saw a red one. So Chelsea have a player sent off against Arsenal at Wembley for the second time in 10 weeks. And we're about to substitute Pedro as well.
Well, readjust now, Antonio Conte.
Charlie Masonda on through the ranks. Young Belgian is waiting to come on. Is this going to swing it Arsenal's way here? Will this free kick swung in? Get Arsenal back on level terms. It has done. And it's Kolasinac who knocked it in at the far post. Suddenly it's all gone pear-shaped for Chelsea. 1-1 at Wembley.
Well, he's frustrated. They don't defend the set play at all well. It's a lovely floated ball into that far post. And he's been excellent since he's been on. Kolasinac, he wasn't offside when the ball's played. And it's a good header. Just gets enough on it. Nothing that Courtois can do about this. He can't come for it. He's backing in. Heads it in exactly the right place. And what a start to his Arsenal career.
Substitution is now made, incidentally, by Chelsea, with Willian going off. And Masonda on, but all seemed okay until Pedro made that challenge. I don't think even the Arsenal players were calling for a red card, but the way it was, and Bobby Madley, we've looked at it. Stuart, you okay with the decision?
I would have sent Pedro off. I'd have booked him.
Yeah.
It was a poor challenge, but I wouldn't have sent. I don't think he was trying to get the Achilles. And it was a tired challenge.
As we understand it, that's a suspension that will carry on into the Premier League season. 2 yellows, no. Violent conduct, yes. Straight red.
He got criticised, didn't he, Bobby Madley, for that game between Crystal Palace and West Bromwich Albion?
It was Liverpool, wasn't it? It was Grujic, Marco Grujic, who he could have sent off in the Asia Trophy. They gave him a yellow card. Anyway, after that, there was still a free kick to defend by depleted Chelsea. They couldn't do it. Kolasinac has made it a debut to remember in competitive football for his new club. The momentum is with Arsenal. And maybe the clock is with Chelsea in the sense that they take a penalty shoot out probably now.
Good pace, Rudiger. First involvement in the game. As you said, a powerful, quick defender. But there's the man of the moment for Arsenal. Everyone was talking about Lacazette, but he certainly comes to the fore. As in
Elneny. Bellerin. Xhaka. Here's holding. And Chelsea doing the holding on at the moment. Xhaka. Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Giroud hoping that might just dip and he could get a little nick on it. Courtois, wonderful save from Granit Xhaka, now in vain protected a lead that's been lost.
Not really what Morata wanted. Coming on. Now he's going to be up front by himself with not too much support, you'd imagine.
Bellerin. Sonda. His father was an international for Zambia. He was playing in Belgium when young Charlie was born.
That's where he's got to do better. That's what's expected of him, Morata. When that ball's played into his feet, he's got to get hold of it. Don't stop him too easily there.
Walcott. Arsenal about to make another change. 4 minutes to go. I wonder, with penalties in mind.
Here's the challenge again. It looks worse when you see the replay. I think he's going for the ball. He's late. It's a tired challenge. Here's the goal. He just runs off. Rudiger had to get narrower. He was marking as an act to start with. Allowed him to come inside of him. He then timed his run. Rudiger couldn't get back.
There's a young man who's caught the eye in pre-season. Reece Nelson. And Bobby Madley has either sent Antonio Conte off, and now he's told him if he says any more, he will send him off. Danny Welbeck will be praying for a season where he can play regularly. Reece Nelson, when arriving at the ground, you might have thought he'd come here to be a ball boy, but in fact he is a player, and potentially a very good one. You look down the years, a number of players have actually started their careers as a substitute in the Community Shield, where there are extra scope for changes. Getting excited, Stuart, because it will be the ABBA-style penalty shootout if it happens.
It has been done in youth tournaments around the world, particularly in Europe.
Sonda. Almost had the ball, but they a free kick delayed by Fabregas, who did it in a way. Now they've got to take it again because the ball was moving. Fabregas disrupting the play without catching the eye of the referee. 80 seconds plus stoppage time to go, and it seemed Victor Moses' big moment at the start of the second half would be decisive.
Well, what Chelsea want here is a booking for Bellerin, who's already been booked.
But very early in the piece. Flying in on the far side in the first half. Couldn't quite grab him back in a definitive manner, which would have led to a booking.
Disjointed second half.
But it's produced the main talking points, hasn't it? The 2 goals and the red card. Morata. Only 3 for Azpilicueta on the charge.
Just signalling to Morata's coming back into a left wing back position. Just while Azpilicueta makes his jog back into position.
Holding. Not quite at the finishing line yet, because we're hearing there'll be 5 added minutes. Mashinak. Nelson. El Neni. Chamberlain. Waiting for the cross. Cross doesn't come in. It's a panic jacket from distance. So nearly scored earlier in this half. Here goes Bellerin. Get there again. It's a real miss hit from Walcott with a reasonable angle to thread a shot in and maybe past an unsighted goalkeeper.
Yeah, complete miskick. Good play from Bellerin on his right hand side. He's been more involved in the play. Got himself back into good form, didn't he, at that under-21 championship that we were talking about earlier. Had a poor season last year for Arsenal. Subject to a lot of criticism from the Arsenal fans.
That's good work from Morata, and Chelsea should surely set this up and try and find a goal with 10 men, which would definitely win them the shield.
Yeah, well played, Morata. That's what he's got to do. Arsene Wenger doesn't like it. Never does like too many decisions that go against his team. Arsenal holding a very high line here. Fabregas has got a lot of area to play this ball into if they time their runs, the Chelsea players. And looking at Petr Cech's position, if he's clever enough, he might even be able to bend it into the near post. The starting position from Petr Cech is far too...
And in they come. And the flag, I think, was up on the far side. Morata, having won the free kick, was trying to convert it.
Well, it wasn't Morata that was offside. It was Rudiger, but he was probably interfering with play.
There's Walcott onside and definitely interfering with play. And Courtois claims it from Olivier Giroud.
Good block from Cahill. There's the big diagonal. Walcott usually tries to go down the outside with his pace, comes back in on his left foot.
Has to win it back. Samba did well. And then Walcott, no flag, no goal.
And he tries to run inside. Azpilicueta. Cahill doesn't read this. He's onside when the ball's played. They've got a bit lucky there, Chelsea. Decent pass from Bellerin.
Chelsea, from the moment that Pedro departed, concerned about defending. They didn't defend very well as soon as Pedro departed, and Arsene Wenger's side equalised. But
if you were the two managers, I think Arsene Wenger will probably be the happier of the two for the normal time, or the 93 minutes we've played so far.
Bellerin. Swatting Walcott away. Fabregas. Chelsea have seen a bit too much red at Wembley, haven't they? The red of Arsenal taking the FA Cup from them, and equalising late on here. And the red cards, first for Moses in the FA Cup final, and now for Pedro in the Community Shield.
A more confident Morata, after a bit at Chelsea for a little while, might have tried to bring that down on his chest and go inside of Holding rather than just play it back into a danger area.
He's got to show he's Fernando Torres at his best, and not Fernando Torres as he was a lot of the time at Chelsea, the new Spanish number 9. Rudiger. That's a handball against Moses by Nelson, who was trying to skip away. "30 seconds away from penalty shootout." It's a bad ball from Bellerin. Sonda, Fabregas, and Conte. Only Morata in the Arsenal penalty area, for Chelsea that is. Cahill, recognising that time is ticking away. Maybe good ball into the box here, and Chelsea could end up smiling. But if they are going to smile at the end, it's going to be through a penalty shootout. The Community Shield has finished here 1-1. Antonio Conte's side scampered into the lead at the start of the second half with a goal after 49 seconds. And then a pivotal minute, really, in the second half. Pedro sent off, and from the subsequent free kick, Kolasinac heading the equaliser. And after 90 minutes, we go straight to penalties in this fixture. At Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1.
Come on, guys, go. Come on.
back at Wembley Stadium for the thrills and spills of the penalty shootout. And a penalty shootout these days under a different guise, Stuart. You were saying earlier you've seen it in youth football. I've seen it in the Asia Trophy just a couple of weeks ago in Hong Kong when Leicester beat West Bromwich Albion. Have you got any thoughts on its validity?
Yeah, I think it works. I think it makes it fairer. So often the team that has the first penalty has that advantage. The other team is always playing catch-up. But all new rules are good. I think this one is.
Mertesacker, of course, who would be leading Arsenal. Back on the touchline in his civvies now with a gash over his right eyebrow. It's a deep one, it looked too. Reason for his departure in the first half. Cahill survived a collision with one of his own players, David Luiz, in the second half, and his compos mentis to do the honours. Yeah, there we go. How many stitches is that?
A few. Yeah. And I was about 3 inches out. I thought it was the bridge of his nose when he first did it, but it's a bad cut.
One of the regulations when a player has been sent off, the team with 11 men have to choose somebody to discard from the penalty shootout, and we're just hearing it's El Neni. So if it goes round again and he hasn't taken one, that's the reason why.
He probably took himself out of it rather than being told.
Well, that means young Reece Nelson's happy to go up and take one. And what we've got is two absolutely top-class goalkeepers here, so anything could happen. It's the 8th time that the Community Shield has been decided, or its previous guys, the Charity Shield, has been decided from the penalty spot. Chelsea's last win of the Shield was 8 years ago on penalties. The penalties to be taken at the Arsenal end. So here we go. Captain leading by example. Gary Cahill to start the shootout against an old teammate in Petr Cech. What do they know about each other here? Well, Cahill knows you get it high and into the corner you score, and Chelsea go 1-0 up.
Good penalty as well. Long run up, straight at the ball, and then just wraps his foot round it.
Well, now this is the difference, that Theo Walcott will come forward in conventional style, but the next penalty after this will be an Arsenal penalty. A, B, B, A, ABBA, and all the gags that go with it. Walcott. Past Courtois emphatically.
Well, if you thought Cahill's penalty was a good one, this is even better than Theo Walcott. And that height that you were talking about, even if he goes the right way, Courtois doesn't get the save here.
As I say, previous penalty shootouts have decided this trophy, but not one in this sequence. So Nacho Monreal has won this competition, this event if you like, twice before, and sends Courtois the wrong way. 2-1 Arsenal. A little tap of the nose there. Somebody must have shouted the Chelsea group. Oh, now this is interesting. I don't see this so often. Goalkeeper against goalkeeper. Courtois misses, blazes it over. In a bit too much of a hurry, Stuart?
I would say so. We were still looking to see who was coming, suddenly was there. I'm not sure he put a lot of thought into it. And way over the bar. Terrible penalty. He can't believe it, can he? Caballero looks away in disgust. He's hitting the halfway line for a goal kick with that one.
Morata. So it's gone from bad to worse for Chelsea. 2 misses in a row, or 1 miss and a save. Be fair to Petr Cech.
I think it may just hit the bottom of the post.
So Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, just to make it 3-1 in Arsenal's favour. He does.
They've been brilliant, Arsenal's penalties. Oxlade-Chamberlain right into the corner. Everybody waits to see which side Petr Cech goes, or Courtois goes down to. It's a very good penalty.
So for Olivier Giroud, potentially the big moment. And there it is! Arsenal have done it to Chelsea again. They've won their 3rd Community Shield in 4 seasons. And the champions beaten by the FA Cup winners for a 4th time in a row in this August event. Courtois shakes his head. He failed as a penalty taker and couldn't come up as a goalkeeper to bail Chelsea out. For a long period in the second half, Stuart, it looks as though it was Chelsea's day. And then it's in a matter of, what are we talking, 25 minutes, Pedro, goal conceded, penalty shootout. It's all gone the other way.
Certainly has. That was the change in the game. Pedro being sent off. They were just about to make the substitution. And from the result, David Luiz went over and spoke for a long time about how they were going to reorganise. I don't think they were concentrating at the set play. But what you can't take away is the quality of Arsenal's penalties. 4 brilliant penalties. Walcott, Monreal, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and that one from Giroud. But I still think he will be the happier manager of the two when he looks back at the game.
And they can break ranks now, but they've been together through the 90 minutes and spot on, Arsenal Football Club. And this shootout, which is designed to give the team that goes second a better chance, has worked for the team going second.
Well, there's a player that wasn't going to take one. Courtois. Well, let's not blame him too much. Nor Morata. It's always difficult when you first come into a club. You've been put on as a substitute. Big moment for him. That's why the camera's following him around. Lacazette had a decent game, but I think the star player was Kolasinac when he came on. The new Arsenal defender. Can play left side of a back three, can play left back, probably could play left wing back, but he was outstanding. And maybe troubled times for Antonio Conte. He never looked happy throughout the game, nor in his press conference beforehand.
Well, he's speaking very carefully, weighing his words when he speaks to all of us in the media. Any decisions, he said, well, it's the club who decides. And in a way, passing the responsibility. Club get the players, he puts his list in. It's up to the Michael Emenalos of this world who direct the football matters to try and do the deals. Arsene Wenger has been criticised in the past for not coming up with the right kind of deals for Arsenal, but suddenly